So TikTok's kind of fun. Just so you know, it's kind of fun.
Okay.
There's Hi, darling.
Don't mind me. I'm setting up a pool and doing yard work. Please disregard.
No problem. I think you're just beautiful the way you are,
Oh,
and I love the
thank
fact that
you.
you're able to be fresh to come on and be who you are. So, how can I help you, my dear?
Well, I guess I have a specific. So I had an experience this week. Well, I had a couple experiences. And to sum it up, I've been seeing other people's hell and the hell they're creating. But Spirit's letting me be in the observer, not absorber. So I want
Good.
to make sure I stay here. So
Okay.
let's
So I'm going to
let's
ask
go
her
there.
that has she absorbed? And they said no. You're starting to, because you're a tribal healer. Um, you're learning about conditions. So they're saying if you can pay attention to how conditioned they are, then you're going to be able to start seeing deeper. And so they're ready to take you deeper on that seventh plane. Okay, so you're
Yes,
seeing it here. But
yes.
now say, thank you, Spirit, for showing me conditioning. I think that's what you want me to look at. And that means notice when the bell rings or
Yeah.
the trigger. Okay, good, because they said you had. And I said, what else do you want her to know? And they said, notice how their reaction, there, some of them do emotional repress. Oh, see, yep. Okay, emotional repress.
They even
So
think that I'm going to be arrogant, so they want to change my behavior before I change theirs. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be arrogant. I'm not going to change your behavior.
exactly. And see, now you understand where I come from. It's like I love you, and okay,
Hmm.
let's talk. And what you're doing is you're seeing a very deep conditioned program, and so they
Yes.
got to hurry up. And you're still out of sync, and you want to be in sync. I get this. So how do we get those turnaround times? And this is where I feel that they want you to be. So what you have to do is that even though you're not doing a twang of pain, you are now looking at how do I self-soothe the situation without having to lose myself or go into those gameplays of energy pulls. What do I do? So these are very deep levels that you're seeing from another perspective because you're awakening. And what happens is that these are like the things. So this is the complicated area. I'm not sure exactly how to say this,
Yes.
but
Arrogance, loftiness is turning into, I feel sorry. Oh my God, they're in hell. I see their
yes,
hell. Holy shit. I don't want you to go home like this. Calm
exactly.
down, relax, sit down.
So now you're going to sit there and you're going to be in respect. And then you're going to go, okay, but I can feel that it's trying to touch my button. It's trying to get me to
It is.
respond the way they want because they're losing their shit because I'm not showing up as an ass.
Yes.
And so then you can feel this vibration and you're like, what? So this is where I would then, because you're not quite at that level. So I'm just trying to see where you're at. Okay, I think you're over here. So when you start, I love your awareness. You're lifting the veil. You're seeing it. Yay, yay, yay. Got to give you kudo credits for that. So what I want you to notice is that when you start to pay attention, so her levels of awareness is, that's happening. I love you. And oh, let me, no, can't help you. Okay, but I want you to begin to notice that the heart has something to do with it. So you're going to do a two-part thing. One is that
Okay.
you're going to usually use your right hand, and that is about the right side is about action. Now you're looking for a new strategy to live, okay? But it's hard to do when, see, you're learning to change out your old personality, have a great personal reality, but not everybody else is in that boat. And so you're like, how do I relate? So this is where then you're starting to say, my action, I don't have to take that energy in and turn morph into what they want. I actually now can stand back and go, but I can feel it pushing. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to just start to, so this is where you can sit quietly with your arm like this. And, I
Okay.
usually use finger and I will sit there and I'll go, okay, and I'm listening, but at the same time I don't have to, my walls or my shield don't have to come down, so I will sit there and I'll rub my heart and I
Okay.
will listen and I'll say to spirit then, how do you want me to show up? Because sometimes I can show up more intentionally when I'm working with spirit, and that the energy, maybe that's all they need to help them settle. I don't necessarily have to morph and to get into all those emotional handing roses or knives. You can stop the energy pull. So I usually start with my
Okay.
heart. Okay. Then
Okay.
I take the situation, and then if they're not going to change, and I don't see any self-soothing, but I can feel that I'm not as antagonized or pulled in or forced. So then I'll go into, if I'm around somebody that doesn't play with me, like for instance, I'll say time out of sync, then I'll go heal. But if I can't say it with the person, I will come back later. That's why you sit there quietly rubbing your heart. And then you go into your room when you're ready. And then you're going to go and heal out that stuff out of your heart. So that means you're going to grab the
Okay.
left wrist, position deep, and you're going to sit there and you're going to notice your reaction or how it comes in. Now, this is very important. You pay attention to which way the energy is first. Do you want her to go after or the beginning? Okay, so you can go in the beginning. So you're becoming aware of like the beginning process. So just say, show me where the energy that I have to look at. And I feel like this, here comes the energy. And you're like, I'm starting to see how they want me to morph, or how, like you said, you notice how they're, oh. So this is where I'd be going, oh, okay. And notice
Yes.
that they are a program. So just sit there, oh. And then
Yes.
you get to the point you probably get revved up to the point you can notice your body is saying, but we have to do. And you're like, no. So listen to the body. So sometimes you'll just have to drop out of the head, listen to the body, and then just breathe it through. Do your best to get the breath into a normal rhythmic. So that means you have to start paying attention to the diaphragm.
Okay.
And that is, if you can take and bring the energy to the diaphragm and just start to breathe and feel the diaphragm. You don't have to exaggerate it, but if you breathe through the nose, because we don't want to do chest and we don't want to just do gut. We want the diaphragm.
Yes.
If you don't know how to do diaphragm or breathing yet, don't worry. Intention. And you're sitting there and then you're focusing in, and you'll notice there'll be one particular picture that you're going to have to look at a time. It'll zero you in, especially if you're working with that seventh plane field. And usually what's the weird part is I will, because I'm, what am I, in time, through time? I think I'm in time. No, through time. I don't remember which one. If you were in class, you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So I don't ever have to look behind me, but sometimes we switch from one or the other. And I feel like once you start to see it, I want you to deliberately look and turn your head, because you have it's coming out of nowhere.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
When the coming out of nowhere occurs, this tells you that you were in a different time, in time or through time, and it occurred when you were younger. So you'll sit there, and I want you to deliberately notice this. If your eye's going this way and you're focusing on it, you're going to stare it down, deliberately turn your head that direction. But if your eye is going this way, deliberately turn it this way. Even if your eyes, wherever it is, we
Okay.
have to push ourselves in a position. Um,
Totally.
Okay. And so when you do that, stay there until it gets to zero, but you'll really feel it, because it's not, it's just the thoughts coming down, or it's just the feeling. It'll be a whole thing that'll just go, whoosh. I don't know how to explain it. I think you know what I'm talking about, because you've started
I
doing
think,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
So you got a
You've
lot more
had me
deep.
do it, but you had me do it before.
Well, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. See, this is what I love about tribal healers, because you learn the basics and then you let that frequency begin to teach you how to really connect with your spirit. And I've watching you grow. I've watched Amy grow. I've watched Lucia grow, and Nita, and the other ones. Okay. I'm watching the growth. Okay. And to come up with these kind of questions tells me you're able to start looking more with your spirit. Because even though it may have been a simple question, a lot of people are like, what's she talking about? But it's beautiful, isn't it? Because you can see the dance of the
Yes.
energies, you see the
Yes.
individual programs, and it's so distinctly different. You're like, it gets tiring. You don't need
Yes.
to go emotionally exhausted, But at the same time, you're like, I'm really learning what about my energy. Look at this. Get back
Yeah,
your energy.
Spirit's
After a
been
while,
helping me. When
good.
I had my live this week, uh, my boss misinterpreted what I was saying, and he thought I was going to go into arrogance. So he went into readjust. He went into change my behavior, and he went into arrogance. And I'm like, we're not even on the same page. We're not even talking about the same company. What the hell is he talking about? And then my IT guy came in and said she wasn't talking about that company. She was talking
Good.
about this, Raj. And I was like,
Good.
I, I didn't even have to say anything. Someone else
Right.
corrected it for me.
Yes, yes, yes. Because once you created that awareness, spirit will come in and everything gets rearranged. It's not favoritism. It's about alignment. It's about you not losing power to, I can't believe he's an asshole. That twang of pain. You don't really have to do
Gone.
anymore. Now it becomes a twang of, wait, what? And so you don't have to drop into that. You will hear differently with that higher conscious because this is what's called trust with that part of
Hmm.
yourself. So good job. Good
Absolutely.
job.
Yeah. And like, I feel like even spirit's been giving me gifts. Manifesting's been going on, and I'm building a pool, a free pool that was given to me, 15-footer. And I'm like, oh my God, did I build this right? And I'm like, ugh. Spirit gave this to me. Spirit's got me. I'm
Exactly.
good.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm
So,
fine. I Spirit wouldn't have gave this to me if they didn't have my back. I'm
and
good.
here's the thing. Notice your voice matters. And
Hmm.
with this, more tribal healers are going to be born and to be awakening and moving forward. Voice matters because you get to hear the details. I've been watching your growth. I'm impressed. I get ready for source point. It's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
I'm ready. Let's go.
That is so good to hear. That is so good to hear. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much, Julia,
All
for
right.
coming on.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk to you
Bye,
later.
everyone. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, I'm so happy.